Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 7 Francesco Caracciolo. This is an Italian battleship which I think is very fun to play. Matchmaking? Well, matchmaking could be better, could be worse. We do have a CV, it's Tier 8 CV. A little bit of a threat there. Tirpitz, of course, Colorado, both of them threats. Leon. New Mexico, those hit really hard. So I would say in terms of other battleships, there is definite cause to avoid showing broadside. What I'm doing right now is I am dealing with the UI bug that was introduced with 0.10.5 where these things will not stay set for replays, so I just have to go in and manually do it. And as you can see there, I ran out of the camo that I was using, and so my ship is currently naked. Oh well, despite that, I managed to have a pretty decent game. Now, a little bit about the ship. This is a good group of people, I think, playing this game. Now, these are 381s. They've got 4 turrets, 2 barrels in each turret. Reload time is a base 33 seconds. 180-degree turn time, 30 seconds, so not too bad. Firing range, 17.5 kilometers. You don't have any way to, you don't have a spotter plane, so you can't make that longer. And there are times, especially when you're heavily up-tiered, where you really want a longer range. But people in hell would like ice water, and we don't get what we want. Just make do with what you have. And in this case, Caracciolo is kind of a mid-range fighter, and that's primarily due to the range. Because if you sit at long range and try to use this thing, you're probably really going to struggle. It has decent accuracy. Now, if you were watching the chat at all, you saw that our Miyoko, first thing, I mean, the game hadn't even really started, and he was just saying, go A, B, and basically give him C. And I responded, why give them C? And he's paying zero attention to what's going on in this game, and that's true from start to finish, at least for him. As you will see, just watch as he runs across the map, starts to take a little bit of fire, and runs across the map again, only closer to the red ships, so that it's much easier for them to smash his citadel and sink him. All right, back to what I was saying. These are SAP shells, so they're 381 SAP shells, and they hit really hard. Maximum SAP shell damage is 12,500. Now, there may be times when AP is going to be the go-to thing that you might want to consider using, but in general, you're going to be using SAP shells, and I suggest sticking with that, particularly when you're dealing with destroyers. You can do a lot of damage. Now, I was hoping to see our Fubuki move up there. You may have seen in the chat, but he didn't. And at this point, they're going to get the cap. It doesn't really matter what our Fubuki does. My hope here at this point is that he won't now rush into the cap and get himself lapped, but he'll be able to kind of play a delaying game, and then maybe we can just slow them down here, and that our superiors and members on the other side of the map will allow our guys to finish them off there and push around. Is it Skane? Skane? I don't know. At Bravo, he's doing all he can to try and secure Bravo, but he's nose in to a Congress and a Haida, and there's a Tirpitz back there. It's going to be really tough for him to secure that cap. He may survive this. He may not. You may have seen in the comments there that I typed out that, we can at least slow them down and kite here, and Fubuki acknowledged that, yeah, okay. So he's moving to be able to do that. And I'm suggesting that, if nothing else, you can spot, because he was moving behind the island here. Yeah, I know that there are aircraft in the game, but we can all see that they're over at Alpha right now. That's why they have a mini-map in the game. So anyway, he did move. He did move to be able to spot. We know where the Tirpitz is at, and I'm just rotating the guns. I'm detected from the air. That's the Tirpitz plane that he's got flying around. And you can see my comment there. Just because Miyoko says give it to him doesn't mean we let them push without at least kiting and holding them. And that's kind of the approach that I'm going to take here. And I'm really hoping that North Carolina will get it into that. Watch his angle, because he's got a Helena on the side. I'm really hoping he's going to switch to target that. And, you never know how many games somebody's played or how many games they've played in a particular ship, or whether they even care about winning. A lot of players just don't. If he stops, it's going to be a really juicy target for the enemy CV. It's also going to be a really juicy target for the enemy Kagero, who may have pushed around by this time. Looks like he's trying to get some speed, but he pretty much came to a stop there. And you're going to see that a lot, especially on light cruisers. It's at this, even at 12 kilometers, the accuracy is just leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not horrible, but it's really tough to get the big kill shot. Despite that, I think the ship's fun to play. There's something very satisfying about smacking a DD in a battleship with these SAP shells. I'm going to try and aim a little bit higher. Hope I don't go right over him. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more damage there. And it's okay to just burn. If I put the fire out, he's just going to start more. There's the Gaida. The Gaida did push down, and I'm pretty sure the Gaida's going to have torpedoes. Yep. Kagero burns down, floods the North Carolina. So the Gaida's torpedoes, he may have been holding those. If he did launch them, I changed course, so no threat there. He can help keep me burning, though. So step one for me, finish off the Helena. Now our Fubuki, to his credit, he's doing what he can. He's in the Charlie Cap. I think he's a little too far north myself. I think kind of hanging at the southern edge, maybe the southwestern edge of that cap might have been the best bet. Fire burns out, so now I'm going to heal up a little bit. Enemy New Mexico takes out our Queen Elizabeth. We are now down 3 ships. Bad guys are down 2. Bad guys have a lead of almost 200 points. Now I got 2 fires burning. I'm going to put that out and hope that I can finish off the Helena on this next volley. I thought about turning there, but if the Zeppelin doesn't finish him here, I really need to, and then I can worry about the Gaida. No, it's going to be up to me. I need to finish off this Helena with this volley. I think that's probably going to do it. The dispersion looks pretty good. Yeah. And now I can rotate the guns to the other side. Bad guys are down 3 ships. We are now down 3 ships. And our guys at Alpha did manage to secure the cap. Now we've got the German heavy destroyer, that's what I call them anyway, and the Kagero up there. Their CV is harassing the Kagero. I'm guessing our Kagero may have smoked up, but that looks like he's currently spotted, so his smoke may have run out, or maybe he ran out of his smoke. Either way, that CV is very plainly dropping bombs on him right now. And he does kill our Kagero. So we are now down 4 ships. Bad guys are down 3. Bad guys are up by a significant number of points. Our Fubuki, he's trying like crazy to hang on to that Charlie Cap. You can see that he's smoked up, but he's going to have at least 1 destroyer pushing toward him. He's got a New Mexico on one side. Gaida was south of him. It's probably running north. You can see the torpedoes that are coming from the south. And there was another DD north of him so they may just box him in and kill him. He's only got, 1 volley and he's gone, 2,164 HP. And I am really, really counting my blessings here that this Cleveland ran back across this way. Now remember I talked about the Miyoko. Yeah, see where he's at now? Enemy Kagero does take out our Fubuki. Andar 1, thank you for trying, brother. That was an uphill slog. If we'd had Miyoko this side, assuming that he didn't just sail broadside and get Citadel to death in the early going, his guns really would have come in handy. And now he's going to run broadside to Colorado at really, really close range. I know he's trying to get off the torpedoes, and my guess is he's probably a really new player, thinking, well, I'll torpedo this battleship. But well, as often happens, I think he's just going to end up getting himself blapped. Managed to do a little chip damage on the Colorado before he makes that turn. And as soon as the Colorado's guns are loaded, I expect that Miyoko to just explode. Yeah, he's going to show broadside to get his torps away. And that's probably going to be it for the Miyoko. So we've got Cleveland pushing out that way, or just kind of sitting there now in position to be able to radar the Gaida should he come south. Miyoko, he's gone any second. Maybe the CV will finish him here. And I'm going to try and get guns on the Colorado again. A little bit more chip damage. So, you know, big picture, this isn't over yet. Yeah, we're down 5 ships. Bad guys are only down 3, but it's not over. That Colorado's in bad shape. And I think I can finish him off. I need 3 volleys, I think. Maybe 2 if I'm lucky. Gotta try and aim a little higher. There we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted to hit the upper belt. I was aiming a little too low before. See if I can avoid taking a lot of damage from him. Those shells really do hurt. And the ship does not have what I would call excellent armor. I lose my rear turret. I'm going to go ahead and repair, because I'm going to finish this Colorado right here. I don't see any way he survives this. And that should be it for him. Now I've got to try and help our Cleveland if I can. So I need to reposition and get turned back around. Maybe. So I finished off that battleship, and then their Congress finished off our marker. And so at this point we're down to 5 ships. The bad guys still have 8. So this is definitely not going our way, but still not over. Over 8.5 minutes left. Granted, they have a huge point lead. They've got 2 caps to our 1. But I'm going to have the broadside on this Congress, and I've got all my guns turning this way. And if he angles to me, he's showing broadside to the Nagato and the New Mexico. So let's see if I can't help them here. So that's what, about 8,000 damage? It's not fantastic, but at least it's a little bit of something. Enemy Kaga takes out our Nagato. They're up to 774 points. We're still at 242. This does not look good, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not over yet. Now I know that there's a New Mexico out here kind of dead ahead of my position. I also know there's a Gaida that's out here. I'm counting on the Cleveland to come up this way. Now one of the things that I'm seeing is that the Leon is really, really banged up. And now the Congress is really, really banged up. If I can get another volley on him, I might be able to finish him. Kaga takes out our New Mexico. Their Kaga just is having a phenomenal game. I'm not going to get the shot on the Congress, so I'm going to start swinging the guns around. Now my focus is on being ready for the Gaida. You can see the Cleveland is running north. If I had kept going the way that I'm going, the Gaida torps would have probably caught me, and that would have been it for me. I know the Gaida's here, just not exactly sure where. I'm guessing he's probably in the Bravo cap right now, based on where those torpedoes were. So I am going to where I was initially thinking I'm going to try and help Cleveland with that New Mexico. He's kiting back this way. There's the Gaida. I don't really have a shot on him, and he is making sure that I don't get a shot on him, so I'm going to finish off the Leon. If I'm lucky, before he can get a big shot off on me. Nope, he got his guns off. This is probably going to hurt. It's alright, I can just repair the fires. Oh, man, I really dodged a bullet there. My AA is working, but... yeah, it's not going to do a heck of a lot, right? Now Cleveland, he's got to deal with the New Mexico. Ouch. So I have to decide, do I turn, try to get guns on Gaida, or am I just going to help with the Haida that's out there smoking up? I'm guessing he's going to reverse a little bit, put the guns out there and account for that. Nope. Now Gaida's going to push out. Cleveland's going to be able to get guns on him. And I have to decide who I'm going to shoot at. I really feel like I need to help with that Congress before our Zeppelin's dead. Congress basically has Alaska guns. If I can finish the Congress, that might keep the Zeppelin in the game a little bit longer. And this game's almost over on points. If I don't finish him here, it's really probably over. Okay, so that buys us a little bit of a reprieve. Now, Cleveland's going to be banging up on the Gaida. And between the two of us, if I can get a volley off on Gaeta, by the time I get those guns loaded, Cleveland will presumably have knocked a lot of his HP down. I might be able to finish him, but I'm pushing into a Kagero and a Haida here. So, maybe I pick up a Kraken and we lose anyway. You can see my comment there about the Miyoko. And that should do it for the Gaeta. And I'm just trying to buy us another reprieve, and I do. Pick up my Quacken, but this is going to be over on points. They've got all 3 caps, and there's just no way for me to do any more than I have. Anyway, I find this ship very fun, and I like the next one too. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.